Hello, bearded bee people. Welcome back to B&K I had said that I was going to go throughout the rest of my spring cleaning inspections today and tomorrow. But, of course, as is true in beekeeping all too freaking often, my plans have been changed unexpectedly. This is in, like, the worst case, and it's because of that bear again. So this is what my home yard looks like right now. As you can see, we've moved out quite a lot of the hives. So we moved out the hives after I had chased that bear away. I literally ran at him, screamed, and he ran off, and then we set up motion detector alarms down here, and we're lighting off firecrackers every time they went off over the course of the next few days, while I was hoping to have a little bit of time to be able to set up a few other bee yards and get stuff stationed without like rushing and doing stuff haphazardly. So we woke up this morning and saw that he had been back. So now this is the confusing aspect of things. So the hives that are back behind that row are dead outs that I haven't cleaned out yet. So it's almost empty, that row. He had already gotten into that one right there on the end before. He'd already pretty much demolished it. So there were a few bees in there, but I didn't, expect there to be anything salvageable because he'd scraped the combs pretty well and reduced the amount of bees quite a lot. And then he comes back last night, and that is the only live hive that he knocked over. That's the only hive with bees that he knocked over. And then he just decided to knock those stacks of empty boxes over. He knocked some stuff over here. I've cleaned it up largely because it's frustrating. I didn't really want to come out and set up a camera and clean it up. I came out and I was mad. So I cleaned it up, and now the idea is that I have to set up a bee yard, like now. We have a couple of pieces of property that I've already picked out. I've got pallets for days, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go bring out pallets to a couple new spots, get those situated, as nicely as I can, and then get back here for when Katie has a little bit of a break so that we can throw some of these hives in the back of the truck and get them moved. We probably won't get them all done, but by the end of this week we'll have all of these ones moved and all of the ones at the other yard where that pet has an issue or the landowner has an issue because he saw a bee on a pet water dish. So more frustration, but either way. So today, rather than going through the rest of my colonies in terms of spring cleaning inspections, I am setting up bee yards and moving bees out of my favorite bee yard because of a troublesome bear. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so here is one of 3 new yards that we've recently found. This is one of our friends from the local bee group who's just too busy with his own homesteading stuff to continue with bees. I mean, they've got pigs and chickens and goats and ducks and rabbits and lots of stuff. And they've got like maple syrup business, and I think that they grow they grow the majority of their food. They're really neat people, and we certainly appreciate the heck out of the use of this yard. Oh, let's just hope the bears will leave it alone, knock on wood. So I have the clearance to use anywhere back here, so I think I'm just gonna kind of spread them around a little bit, tuck them into the trees a little bit. So this is the north, here's the west, and as I always say, or at least I've been saying recently, necessary clear sky view to the south. Alright, so here's the second one that I am setting up today. I have one more left over. I had hoped to be moving bees right now, but there's way too many bees flying. I really don't want to move bees and have them lose foragers at this important part of the year. Of course, I hope I don't regret that decision because of the bear, but it's just not not a good idea to move bees while all their foragers are out doing stuff. So it's going to rain a little bit later. We might move some then. It's going to rain tomorrow night as well. We might move some then. And then Thursday and Friday it'll be colder, so we'll have the ability to move bees, or I will have the ability to move bees all day on those days. So here's another yard. You can see a little patch of some farmland there, and through those trees another one. But this is just this guy's stuff. It's not like an industrial farm. So I think it's going to be a good spot. So we're looking south here, west, east, north. Big old turkey vulture up there. First I thought it was a bald eagle, but it's just a turkey vulture. I say just a turkey vulture, like those aren't awesome birds, but we have a bunch of bald eagles too, and I love seeing those. Alright, so this is all I'm doing out here, and I'm going to go grab more pallets and set the other one up. Alright, so this is the last one that I am setting up today. Hopefully I'll get a couple hives moved out later, but it'll be raining, so I probably won't be doing any video at that time. So probably the next time you'll see these yards, there will be bees in them. This is a beautiful piece of property. We've got an organic farm there. This is the south, west, north. So yeah, I'm excited about these yards. I wish it wasn't under these circumstances that I had to move the bees out here, but I guess you do what you have to do. So, hello bearded bee people. Welcome back to B&K Bees. Last time I was out here, I said this was probably the last time I'd be out here without moving bees, and that was true, because this is the next time that I've been out here, and we are going to move these bees. We don't have any heavy equipment. We don't have, bobcats or a loader. So it's just us and our hands and our backs and that truck. So let's get to it. So with nothing in the back, we can fit 8. Now we're on the way to another yard. Alright, so now we are here at one of the 3 other yards that I had set up the other day. We have 8 hives to set down, so let's get to it because there's more to move. It's got to be, like 38 degrees out and a little bit of snow even, so good day to move these. Alright, so now we are back, going to grab more and bring it to that yard. There were a couple ones that could need my attention over the next week or so in terms of being light, so we're going to try to grab any other ones that are light and move them out there so that I've got one yard that I have to visit tomorrow or the next day to get some food on. Alright, so this is the last of the hives that we're going to move out here today. There will be some empty slots, but that'll be for splits and expansion as this year goes on. because it's still early April and it's cold. It feels like March today. All right, let's get it moving. Okay, so we have 12 hives out here. Obviously, in an ideal situation, I'd have way more, 25 or 40. But right now, with the current bear situation, I think keeping them thinner than that, at least until we figure out which of these new yards are going to have issues, it's to my advantage, so that one bear can't do too much damage to us. So, a brand new bee yard. Let's go move some more bees. Alright, let's get out of here before they keep flying out. And another one. We've got 8 hives in the back of the truck and 1 left to move because we didn't do smart math in our loads. So we've got 1 left to move after this. Well, this is sort of sad. I mean, obviously we've got other yards. All these bees look really, really good. As a beekeeper making, an assessment for how this year is going to go, everything's great. But it's sad because I love this yard. We've had some really, really good years here. And it was one of the first yards that I set up that made me feel like a commercial beekeeper, that made me feel like I really had something going on with my bee operation, and I got excited when I pulled into this yard and saw all my hives lined up looking great and all the bees flying around. And so this is one of those first yards that I ever had that real true sense of, wow, this is like where I belong. So it's not like a sad thing like I'll never get that back, because like I said, we've got 3 other yards that we're bringing these bees to. But, it's just an end of an era. Whatever. So either way, I'm going to end this video now. There's nothing more bee-wise that I'm doing. We are going to have to come back and grab these pallets. But that is obviously not something that you guys would be super interested in. So I'll end this video now. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and have some fun with your bees. See ya.